Something strange is happening on Mars. In the vast, rust-colored emptiness of the Jezero crater, NASA's 2025 rover sent back an image that left scientists speechless. It wasn't just another rock or dust-covered mineral. It was something structured, something that looked out of place. The kind of object that doesn't belong in a lifeless desert millions of kilometers from Earth. And yet, there it was, partially buried, metallic, and unlike anything we've ever seen on the Red Planet. At first, Mission Control thought it might be a glitch, a shadow, or even a piece of the rover itself. But after multiple scans, angle corrections, and days of careful observation, one thing became clear. This was real. And it was something no one could immediately explain. Could it be the remains of an ancient meteorite? Or the buried wreckage of an unknown probe? Or, the most haunting possibility, evidence of something non-human? We don't have the answers yet, but what we do know is this discovery could rewrite what we thought was possible on Mars. In this video, we'll explore what the rover found, the early theories from NASA scientists, what this could mean for the search for life on Mars, and how this mystery might be even bigger than we ever imagined. The story begins deep inside Jezero crater, a 45-kilometer-wide impact basin that scientists believe once held a massive lake billions of years ago. It's one of the most promising sites in our search for ancient Martian life, a place where water and possibly biology once thrived. That's why NASA sent its most advanced rover there in 2025, equipped with a new generation of sensors and AI-guided systems. Its mission: to explore the crater's layered sediment, search for biosignatures, and collect samples for a future return to Earth. For months, the rover did just that, slowly crawling across ancient river deltas, drilling into rocks, and scanning the Martian terrain with unmatched precision. But everything changed during a routine survey near the crater's western rim, a place not previously prioritized by earlier missions. That's where the rover's ground-penetrating radar picked up something strange just beneath the surface, a dense, oddly shaped structure unlike any natural formation nearby. When the dust was cleared and cameras zoomed in, the object revealed itself, partially exposed, weathered, and coated in a thin layer of iron-rich sediment. Its edges were too straight, its shape too geometric. It didn't match any known rock formations in the area. And most unsettling of all, it gave off a faint, localized magnetic field, something unheard of for naturally occurring materials in this region of Mars. This wasn't just a curious rock. For the first time in history, scientists were staring at something they couldn't categorize, something that might change what we thought we knew about Mars, and perhaps about our place in the cosmos. Once the images and data from the object were transmitted back to Earth, NASA's science teams began a full-scale analysis using every tool at their disposal: high-resolution imaging, elemental spectroscopy, magnetic field mapping. All of it pointed to one strange conclusion: this object didn't behave like anything naturally formed. The rover's onboard spectrometer revealed it was made of alloys, not typically found in Martian geology. In fact, the composition closely resembled certain titanium and aluminum-based compounds used in high-performance aerospace materials we've only seen manufactured here on Earth. To rule out the obvious, engineers checked if it could be a piece of previous missions, fragments from old rovers, landers, or even descent stages. But nothing matched. The size, design, and location didn't line up with any known debris cataloged by NASA or international space agencies. What's more, the object appeared embedded in the ground at a depth that suggested it had been there for a very, very long time, possibly hundreds or even thousands of years, based on sediment analysis around its base. Even more curious was the object's faint magnetic signature. Using the rover's magnetometer, scientists noticed an irregular pulse. Not steady, like Earth's magnetic field, but almost rhythmic, as if something inside was still faintly operating. This led to speculation. Could it be a dormant piece? of technology, a failed probe from a forgotten mission, or something far older, a remnant from a civilization we never knew existed. To investigate further, NASA routed the data through advanced AI models trained on tens of thousands of geological and man-made object patterns. But the system returned a strange result: no known match. Meanwhile, Earth-based observatories began scanning the region from orbit, hoping to detect thermal anomalies or residual energy signals, but the object remained cold, lifeless, and yet completely unexplained. This was no ordinary Martian anomaly. If the readings held up, we were looking at a first-of-its-kind find, and as more data rolled in, one thing became clear: this object wasn't part of any known chapter in our exploration of Mars. It might belong to a story we haven't even begun to tell. While this discovery hasn't sparked an explosion in the literal sense, it has set off a chain reaction, one unfolding not in fire and smoke but in time, theory, and scientific urgency. As of now, NASA believes the object could have been lying there for centuries, even millennia. But here's the wild part: Mars doesn't have plate tectonics or heavy erosion like Earth, which means objects buried in its surface often remain undisturbed for unimaginable spans of time. Whatever this is, it's been waiting, and yet there's something oddly timely about its appearance. Jezero Crater had been scanned before by orbiters and satellites, but this exact location was never closely examined until now. It's as if the object was hiding in plain sight, just waiting for the right set of eyes, the right moment, and the right machine to uncover it. From a cosmic perspective, though, this moment may have happened long ago, just like how we see light from distant stars that may have already died. We might be witnessing the tail end of a story that began hundreds or thousands of years earlier. If this is a relic of intelligent design, human or otherwise, it could be from an era we no longer remember. As more images and data are processed, there's a growing hope that something inside the object might activate or respond, perhaps a signal, a glow, or even movement. And if that happens, it could be one of the most unforgettable visual moments in the history of space exploration, something that lights up not just our sensors, but our entire understanding of Mars. Imagine this: one evening, we step outside and glance toward the rust-red dot that's always hovered quietly in our night sky. But something's different. Mars is glowing, not with sunlight but from a point on its surface. A soft, flickering pulse, barely visible at first, then intensifying. Within hours, it becomes the brightest object in the night sky besides the moon. And it's not just astronomers who notice, the entire world does. If the object were to activate, release energy, or, in the most dramatic scenario, detonate in some form of controlled or uncontrolled burst, the result wouldn't just be visible, it would be unforgettable. A sudden flash, like a distant flare, might be seen with the naked eye even during twilight. Cities around the world could look up and witness the same mysterious light rising from a planet millions of kilometers away. For days, maybe even weeks, it could outshine most stars, its glow shifting slightly in hue, dancing like a cosmic firefly on Mars's surface. Telescopes would turn, news feeds would surge, and millions would gather in awe. The last time humanity experienced something close was with supernovae recorded in ancient skies, celestial events so powerful they were etched into history. But this time, it's not a distant star. It's right next door, and the emotional weight of that would be overwhelming, a mix of wonder, fear, and awe, a once-in-a-civilization spectacle that might just prove we're not alone. What makes this discovery more than just a visual marvel is its scientific potential, a true goldmine for understanding not only Mars, but the very nature of intelligent design, cosmic chemistry, and possibly life itself. If this object turns out to be artificial, or even a unique natural phenomenon, It could revolutionize everything we know about planetary science, materials engineering, and perhaps even the origins of advanced technology beyond Earth. Explosions, or energy discharges like the one scientists now speculate could occur, aren't just fireworks in space. In the grand cosmic scale, they are elemental forges. It's through violent cosmic events, supernovae, neutron star collisions, and cataclysmic impacts that elements like gold, platinum, and uranium are formed. These heavy elements don't come from calm stars. They're born in destruction, scattered across the galaxy, and later become the building blocks of planets, DNA, and, yes, even the devices we hold in our hands. So, what if this Martian object is tied to something similar? What if it's part of a forgotten chain of cosmic events that once seeded worlds or civilizations? Objects like this may help us trace the fingerprints of cosmic recycling, how the universe takes the ashes of one era and turns them into the seeds of the next. It's a humbling thought that everything, from the iron in our blood to the gold in our rings, was born in the hearts of ancient stars. Stars like Antares or VY Canis Majoris, which may one day meet a fate just as dramatic. And now, with this Martian enigma, we may be staring at the next chapter in that never-ending story. As dramatic as this all sounds, there's no need to worry. Earth is perfectly safe. If this object were to release energy or emit a powerful burst of radiation, Mars is still tens of millions of kilometers away. The distance acts as a natural buffer, shielding us from any harmful effects. We wouldn't feel a thing, aside from a possible increase in harmless atmospheric activity, maybe brighter auroras or slight shifts in ionization levels, particularly near the poles. In fact, events like these give scientists an incredible opportunity to test our early warning systems. Neutrino detectors buried deep underground, in places like Japan's Super Kamiokande or Canada's SNOLAB, are designed to pick up the first faint signals from distant energetic events, long before visible light reaches us. These ghost-like particles travel at nearly the speed of light and give astronomers a head start. So if something big is about to happen, we'll know. Not through panic, but through data, signals, and a global network of observatories working together. It's not a threat. It's a window into the cosmos. We're witnessing the final breath of a mystery, a silent artifact lying on another world, untouched for eons, now illuminated by the eyes of a new generation. It's a farewell, millions of years in the making, yet it feels like a beginning. Because in that quiet, rust-colored crater, we're not just seeing the past. We're being pulled into a future filled with questions we've only just learned how to ask. Moments like these remind us how vast, ancient, and strange our universe truly is. Mars, once a distant point of light, now whispers secrets that could redefine our understanding of life, technology, and our place in the cosmos. Whether this object is a relic of alien intelligence, a natural oddity, or something entirely unknown, it has already done something extraordinary. It's reawakened our sense of wonder. Out there, among the stars and stones, time stretches in ways we can barely grasp. But here, in this fleeting moment, we get to witness something timeless. So let's keep looking up, not just to see, but to imagine. The universe is still writing its story, and sometimes, if we're lucky, it lets us read a sentence out loud. If you found this story fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think this mysterious Martian object could be.